The one thing I didn't talk about was trimming, and I'm just going to show you how I would trim a vase. It's very similar to trimming a cup. It's just that it's going to be more top heavy, right? Because it's taller. So I'm going to tap center. And then I would suggest using some lugs of clay to hold it in place, just because it is very tall. So I'm going to use 3 lugs of clay. Place my left hand on top, push down on those lugs, making sure I don't throw my rim or my pot off center. And the beginning class does go through this a little bit more in detail. And then I will use my trimming spinner. I might as well trim it. All right, so then I trim, pushing down against the bottom to make sure that the pot doesn't fly off. And I'm just taking the belly down to the body and down to the foot and making sure that that transition looks nice. And then I'm going to establish where my foot is. And I had to remove the trimming spinner, so now I just push down with my left hand. And when I'm trimming the side, I'm holding the trimming tool like I'm using a knife and I'm cutting. When I'm trimming the bottom, I'm holding the trimming tool like I'm drawing. And it's also to the side. And once I've established my foot, where that foot's going to be, so I didn't trim the foot area, I just trimmed right inside. I'm going to trim from the center out. I think the key is having a sharp trimming tool and also leather hard clay. Leather hard clay, you'll know when the clay is coming off like this. If it's coming off and it's sticky, that means your clay is too soft. If it's coming off and there's dry dust, then that means it's too hard. You still can trim when it's bone dry and when it's really soft, but you're just going to run into a couple issues. So leather hard is really the ideal stage of clay. And now I'm using my flat side of this trimming tool. This is a Dolan tool, the 511. I highly recommend this one because it does have multiple sections on it. So you have a large loop, a small loop, and a flat side. And the last thing I'll do is add a little bit of water. And my finishing rib just to finish off those little trimming bits, trimming lines. And we got a vase. Stamp, so Curt can now glaze this work. And there you have it. So this is the intermediate stages of throwing on the wheel. We talked about wedging and setting our clay up for success on the wheel. We talked about the wheel process. I gave you tips on how to center larger amounts of clay, 3 and 4 pounds, and also do some unique different pulling gestures. And then we talked about developing your style by using the mug or the cup body that you already use and just translating that into a larger form. Also looking at good references and good resources for your style. And then again, this is a really nice form and it's a nice blank canvas for you to develop your own decoration, your own style as you move forward. So thank you guys again for watching this intermediate level. We're going to move on to the question and answer part. And thanks for joining. We have one more part, the advanced section. So we'll see you in class.
So, put some questions?
Yes.
Should we just tell them to pop questions in? We can just move over here.
Yeah, so for the question and answer part, we're just throw them in the chat or the question and answer part. and then we're going to move Curt and I over here, so he'll be involved in the questioning. I'm going to take a short little break, and we will get to that.